Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy King Next, the Heavenly Saint, just back with another video. And guess what, guys? This is scripted. I haven't done this in a long time. Anyways, I'll be doing a redo on the what if about Luffy. I mean, it seemed to actually do fairly well, although it didn't get as many views as other videos. Well, at least on my individual channel. But on the group channel, it actually did better than others have done in a while. That other one was just a test run. I'll probably delete that. Anyways, here's how it is going to go. Most of the things that happen stay the same in canon, but Luffy didn't eat the Gomu Gomu no Mi in this what if. Luffy was still upset with Shanks for not standing up to the bandits, but he didn't notice the fruit in this timeline. Pretty much everything else was the same, as Luffy couldn't fight the bandits, even if he didn't eat the Gomu no Mi. Even when Haruma threw Luffy out to sea, Luffy was literally called anchored by Shanks and the rest of his crew because he couldn't swim, so the same effect would have happened regardless. Shanks still lost his arm here, and Luffy still gained the straw hat. A lot stays similar to canon except when Luffy meets Ace. While chasing after Ace, Luffy stumbles upon a fruit that looked rather unique compared to other fruits he'd seen before. This fruit was crimson red, and it had this strange weld pattern. It was shaped like a heart though, so you figured it was just another weird fruit in the jungle. When I say it was shaped like a heart, as in like the heart, as in like the open on me, the one Law got. Except this is a different color and a different swirl pattern. He could hear his stomach growl, and he rumbled it before reluctantly eating the fruit. It was horrible. And when I say horrible, I mean wretched. But he was hungry. He forced himself to eat the rest of it, although he gagged at each bite. He then went searching for Ace once again. At first, Luffy didn't notice any changes in his body during the time searching for Ace, and it honestly took a good while before he would notice at all. It was only after Luffy was kidnapped by Captain Blue Jam's pirates did Luffy notice the changes. What do I mean by this? Well, when Luffy was chained up to that wall and suffering from the physical abuse of the pirates who were trying to get Luffy to talk, something interesting happened. Luffy felt this weird tingling sensation. He was trying to get this feeling to become stronger, and suddenly, the Blue Jam pirates screamed in terror at what they just saw. Luffy had literally turned into a puddle of blood. They didn't know what was going on, to be honest. At first, they saw this little kid refuse to talk about where their treasure was, which forced them to resort to a physical punishment to make him talk, and now he turned into a puddle of blood. Then all of a sudden, what made things even worse was the fact the other two brats, Ace and Sabo, discovered their location and started attacking them with steel pipes. The two were asking for where Luffy was, but they were shocked to see Luffy suddenly arise from a puddle of blood. Let me rephrase that. They were shocked when they saw a puddle of blood morph into the boy they were looking for. I'm pretty sure anyone would be shocked to see this, to be honest. Sounds like it's coming straight off of one of those horror movies like Friday the 13th or something. Anyways, Ace and Sabo then noticed Luffy have a strange look in his eyes. He looked at the pirates and then he raised his hands towards them. All of a sudden, the pirates turned to face each other. But it looked like they were doing it unwillfully. Avatar Last Airbender fans, you know what I'm talking about. Luffy gritted his teeth and veins started to pump around his forehead, but once he was done manipulating the enemy pirates, he had them knock out each other through punching each other multiple times until they were seemingly unconscious. Luffy collapsed to the floor and was breathing heavily. Ace and Sabo grabbed Luffy and lifted him off the ground, dragging him out of the building. This officially cemented them as brothers because your boy Luffy knows how to keep a secret. Even if he has to go through torture, he won't falter. Luffy would remember what he did back there. Same for his siblings, and they would have him practice these abilities on some of the animals in the forest in order for them to get a bit of grip on those strange abilities. Luffy found that he could manipulate the blood in animals, which would allow him to bend them to his will. Not just that, but he was also able to become blood as well. Cool and creepy at the same time, but Luffy shrugged it off. Ace and Sabo practiced fighting against animals Luffy would control sometimes before they brought them home for the Dawn and the rest of the bandits to cook. Luffy wasn't as strong as his brothers physically, but that weird power of his always gave him that advantage in fights. Luffy would even learn that he could morph his body into weapons made of blood, hardened blood weapons. Did man Wonderland? Yeah, I guess. Months would go by and the brothers would always get into trouble. But thanks to Luffy's blood manipulation, they were able to get away more often than not because he could hold some of the adults in place. It was pretty strainful at first, but as the months would go by and the better Luffy got with his double food ability, the strain wouldn't become as bad. Although connecting his blood with others, he noticed would tend to be easier. We also have the scene where Sabo's father discovers where he is and has the Blue Jam pirates try to capture the brothers, but things don't go the same way as in canon, as Luffy forces the other pirates to stop. Luffy was breathing heavily throughout the whole process, but he made their bodies stop moving. He forces their bodies to be restricted, and the pirates scream in terror. Ace and Sabo take down the pirates while Luffy holds them in place. Sabo's father calls Luffy a freak, but Luffy is angered by this as he lashes out on the man, going so far as to wound him. Not anything life-threatening. So long as you got immediate medical attention, well, basic medical attention would be okay, to be honest. Sabo's dad ran away in fear after what Luffy did to him, and Sabo doesn't get taken away in this what if. The whole Great Terminal burning down thing, yeah, that still happens, but Sabo is with his brothers this time around. Also, no, none of them help out with Captain Blue Jam this time, as Luffy's influence with the different abilities made many of the pirates fear him, and they don't want anything to do with the kids. Does Sabo's dad continue trying to retrieve Sabo? Well, yeah, for a little bit, but after all the failed attempts, like 2 more times, I guess, he gives up and just pays attention to Suri, or however you pronounce that guy's name. I'm not trying to learn it, in order to make him his new successor. The brothers also go to find safety while the whole Great Terminal is being burned down, just for those celestials to come. Celestial dragons, I think. That's pretty much it, honestly, as Sabo would have no reason to try and escape, as he's already with his brothers Ace and Luffy. They even had this sake scene. Years would go by with all the brothers continuing to get stronger together until they reached the age of 17. Ace was the first of the 3 brothers to leave in order to set up his own pirate crew and explore the seas. Sometime later, Sabo also left in order to start his own crew as well. But his path shifts somewhat during this time out on the high seas. More on that later. But once Luffy turns 17 as well, he leaves as well to create his own pirate crew. By the way, before I end this, Luffy is actually fairly muscular in this what if, like Wano Ike Luffy muscular. And he also has longer hair here. It reaches down to his shoulders and it's pretty messy, but it's untamable. No one can tame that mess and he refuses to cut it. So yeah, we're done here I guess. King Titan X out.